I feel like the Irish guy just looks like he's gonna fuck someone up. He's just
I don't like the Irish guy because he's a fucking beta male.
Oh really?
Didn't he take his girl's last name? Yeah, he took his girl's last name.
He took his girl. Oh, that's so sad. That's like the saddest.
Well, in all fairness, his girl is a Machado. So, like, in Brazil, that is
I don't give a fuck. She could be God Emperor of the universe. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If the guy was...
You want Brazilian papers or no?
No, I don't give a fuck.
No, if she felt like the guy was good enough, she would take his life. Like, there's nothing.
I actually don't know.
Yes.
Bottom line, that is some, like, beta male. I mean, I think she's a little bit older, too, right? She's a little bit older. She already has a fucking kid. Like... It's like, dude,
they have a kid together.
Yeah, they got a kid together, but you simped up. Like, you're a weak dick motherfucker. Actually, the first time I met his chick, though, I think it was at your fight in New York, and she was wearing these, like, pasties of a dress. You remember that. Don't act like you don't remember that.
I think you truly don't comprehend the amount of brain damage. He's like,
There's somebody in the room. Loves his wife, committed, never fucking cheats, and the dress she was wearing was such a fucking whore dress. And again, I like the girl; she's very sweet.
But Layla's the sweetest human being.
But I'm telling you, we're talking about pasties. Like we're talking about, like it looks like I was at a
no. But this is
another caveat. Remember, he was making fun of the black guy who was supposed to fight the other one. He was supposed to fight a black guy.
Oh, it's Geoff Neal, yeah, where he was gonna.
So he was supposed to fight Geoff Neal, who was actually good. Mm-hmm. So I guess Geoff Neal got arrested for like I don't know a DWI, assault with a weapon. I don't know, like same shit everybody gets arrested for in America. Oh, so He's sitting there like behind a computer making his mugshot. You know, I got a mugshot. We all got fucking mugshots. Kurt's got a mugshot.
I don't actually.
So we all got mugshots. Pearl got some mugshot, but anyways.
I don't think Pearl has a mugshot in that face. She's like,
so you guys, look this up. He's sitting there behind a computer, like giggling, like, I'm a little fucking dork. And his chick's standing over him, like, with his arm on his shoulder, like, you should make it say that. You should make it say that. So, Ian Garry, I think you're going to win, but you're a fucking simp, bro, and I fucking hope you don't.
Like, Izzy lost that fight more than Sean Strickland won that fight. I feel like if you run that fight back, there's no way Sean Strickland gets his hand raised again. Now, here is where I will tell you the author of the statement, and I would generally preface it by saying don't make fun of people with special needs. Or I would say, I swear that person doesn't have special needs. Or I remind you not to think things like that's a really, and it starts with an R to describe somebody's stupidity. That was insane. That was done by Ian Garry. I couldn't believe it. Was it a drunk Ian Garry? I don't think so. He looked perfectly sober. Like, that is just not an analysis. You go watch Izzy and you go watch Sean fight. It's a one-sided ass-kicking. The whole thing comes to an end, and Ian Garry believes that it wasn't Sean that did a great job. It was Izzy that beat up himself. At what point? At what point, Ian Magato Cherry, can I go back and look into that fight and find Israel Adesanya punching himself in the face? Or kicking himself, or having the time that he was down?
He has had the most insane UFC career to date out of anyone, I would argue. I don't think anyone's had a better UFC career up until this point. 250-something shots to 1 or to 2 or whatever it was. It's fucking incredible. And he's a badass. Like, he's cool. I like it. I like his attitude. That fight against Gilbert Burns was special. Like, Gilbert's a teammate of mine, and I watched how excited he was getting ready to fight Khamzat. I'll tell you a funny story about Khamzat. We got in the elevator, and me and my wife stand there, press the button, doors open, Khamzat and his missus. I'd love to have a fight here. I'd love to just swing hands with Khamzat in the middle of an elevator. I'd love it.
Ooh. You're hard, showing off.
The stories would have been fucking cool. And my missus like that, looking at me like her eyes popped out of her fucking skull. And she's like, do it. Like, have a fight with him. And I'm like, my fucking like, in my head, I'm like, my teammate's about to fucking fight him tomorrow. I'm not fucking ruining that. Also, there's 2 fucking women in here. Me and him are gonna go to the death if we fight in an elevator. We step out with the lift, and my wife just looks at me and goes, you're a pussy.
This shit ain't right. It ain't fucking right. I gotta talk about it. Ian Garry, I remember when I met you, dude. It was in New York. You were this fine-ass girl. She had the little nipple coverings. We all fucking seen it, right? Everybody seen it. But I remember thinking to myself, there ain't something right about that girl. Now I'm finding out you're 26, she's 40. 40. The ex-husband lives with you. You took the last name. Motherfucker, she wrote a book on how to be a wag. I didn't know what a wag was until now, dude. This ain't right, dude. She's a succubus. You gotta run away, bro. I'm here for you. Then making news here for you. Do the right things, Ian Garry.
One day later.
So I'm a homie, right? And I send Ian Garry a message. And this he says, I'm gonna sue you if you don't delete that. I don't give a about being sued. You think I give a about that? You want me to respect you. You say that I'm gonna go in the Bass Pro Shop, wherever the you go, I'm gonna go buy a 9. I would have respected that. But hey, I expect nothing else from a man like you.
This sounds terrible. Ian Garry, Machado, I'm sorry I have to do this to you, man, but what the is going on, dude? Where is it that his mind is really at with this whole thing, with obviously his wife being an author of a book called WAG, which is the acronyms for wife and girlfriend? How is it that you pick up a guy who is young and successful, and how is it that you can pretty much, you know, make him yours? Is this something that Ian Garry and his wife are actually plotting? Because if it is, you know what? That WAG is getting a lot of attention. That book could become a bestseller because she was able to get a younger, up-and-coming, undefeated Irishman, and she was able to make him a Machado. She was able to give her Portuguese last name, her Brazilian last name, Machado. The problem is with a guy like Ian Garry is you're in the fight game, man. You're literally in the fight game, Ian, and if you're not careful, if you're not thick skin, if you're not titanium, you're gonna eventually, your career could go down because psychologically your mind's not there. There goes that 26-year-old kid who had those lofty dreams of becoming the reincarnation of Conor McGregor, and now all that, because of love, goes down the drain.
Excuse he wants. And then like you get things like someone posted a video of Shavkat and Jason wrestling. I was there on that day. I watched it. I was 2 feet from it. One, I feel how I feel about the video, but two, I think he commented somewhere on there. I heard someone say he commented somewhere on there. And it's like, he records everything, right? Like they record everything. But just know there's video. And he knows what name not to say to let it come out of what happened to him. I'm not going to release it, but just know there is someone in that gym that has slept him out. So for him to come in and say, oh, everyone knows how good he is striking and how good he is here and this and that and this and that. Yeah, everyone has their days. Hell, he's probably got the better of me a couple sparring sessions, but there's many sparring sessions I did what I did too. So I don't know. I think like it's just a lot of talk, and it's hard to say Jim.
Israel Adesanya claims hiatus will last until 2027.
Cap.
Says I'll see you then.
No shot.
Yeah.
Izzy will be back next year winning.
Yeah, I believe that too. Ian Garry reveals that Leon Edwards had kicked him out of Team Renegade. I didn't know they trained before.
I feel like that's handled weird.
I don't think so. If Ian Garry wants to come train, he clearly sees Ian Garry's climbing the ranks.
No, I think it was handled like that should be fine if that's your gym and you don't want someone there because it's a potential.
Yeah. Like
saying, hey, bro, we don't want you there. I thought Ian handled it weird by making it like a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Ian
like if someone tried to come and train at our gym and they're climbing the rankings and they're like, we're going to fight this dude someday. Let's tell him, hey, go train somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. That shouldn't be really weird, I guess. Why not have that other elite guy on the mat? Why not train with him? That's what Ian said. Ian was saying. Yeah. Stipe Miocic reacts to interim heavyweight title fight. I don't know why I didn't get picked.
Yeah, I saw that too. I saw it too. I thought that was handled really weird. I don't know why they didn't want Stipe versus.
Probably because Stipe's right now top 1 or 2 greatest of all time heavyweights.
I don't know.
And they want that and they want to sell that fight. So yeah, that's really weird. That is really weird.
And Jones will be out till late next year, probably.
Yep, he said John Jones gets surgery, and doctor says UFC champ could return sooner than 8 months, possibly. Return to training or return an actual fight.
Did you see the video?
Yeah.
Just looked like he was on a single leg, double leg, whatever.